Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video, we are going to talk about the ternary operator. So what does the ternary operator means? First, my English is pretty poor. This is the guy I'm talking about, ternary. So let's start with one simple example. Let's create a new class so things will be cleaner. I will copy this name right here. I will select my package and I will hold Alt and press Insert, as you can see right here. And then I will create a new Java class, the same number 5, but now the condition statements 03. And the same process, psvm, to create the public static void main. And now let's give one small scenario. Let's see if we can buy a PS5. So we have a condition that if my salary is bigger than 2000, I'm gonna buy the PS5. I would just put a simple message, PS5, and if it's not, don't buy PS5. So basically this is just a simple if and else. So if we create here a salary and let's give 3500 as a value, you can add the D if you want to represent double. And we have a small condition. So first let's create some messages here. Let's say string should buy message, and I will add here buy PS5. Control D to duplicate. Shouldn't or should not buy message, don't buy PS5. And I have here string display message. Pretty simple. I just want to display a message and I would like the display message to be one of these. So we have several ways to do it. This is just to get you used to creating variables in Java. Now we can do this same as we did for the age here in the category. If my salary is greater than 2000, display message will be the value of should buy message. Else should not buy message, actually display message equals should not buy message. And at the end just salt display message. Ctrl Shift F10. We will see here that we have should buy because the salary is greater than 2000, and if my salary is 1000, Ctrl Shift F10, you will see should not buy. Okay, so as you can see, we are writing 4 lines. Well, we could make things a bit more simple if we just put salt here with this message and salt here, but in the end we still have if and else. So in Java and several other languages, we have something that will make this statement a bit easier, and it's called a ternary operator. So let's delete this guy and let's do this. The ternary operator will always return a value. You need to return and put that value somewhere. So either inside the println or assigning a value for the variable. The point is you cannot have a ternary operator just hanging around. And what is the syntax of the ternary operator? How do I write one? Basically it is condition, and then after you have the condition, you're going to use the question mark, and whatever you have here, it's the true case, and then with column, whatever you have on this side is the false case. But these values, true and false, what you have here in this position, it depends on the variable that you are going to assign. So for example, here I want to display the message, and display message is string. This means that the value here and here, they should match exactly with the type that I have here. So basically I will have the condition, for example, salary greater than 2000, And then it comes the syntax, question mark. So if this is true, what I would like to do, I would like the should by message to be stored inside display message. And what happens if it is false? Well, I would like then should not by message to be stored. Control Alt L, and you can see the code will be a bit cleaner. And then Control Shift F10. You can see that we have exactly the same result. Do not buy because we have here 2000, and if we add or change this to 3000, we see the message buy. So as you can see, it's way more clean than the if and else, but there are some restrictions. As I said, if I just want to have this guy hanging around, you have a problem because this is not a valid statement in Java. So you need these values to be stored or used somewhere. For example, if I copy this entire line without the semicolon and I put it here, and I just use Control/ to add a comment, you will see now that it's not giving me an error anymore. And if I execute, I still have the same by PS5. Why is that? Because this is being used by the println. So basically we are returning to this function and used as an argument. But don't worry about that now. The only thing that you have to worry about now, the ternary now, is that you need to store the result somewhere or use it somewhere. You cannot have just a statement hanging around as we have here. So let me go back, Control Z until we have the previous one. Now, as I said, the value should be stored inside this this variable, and here the type that you are going to have on the left side and the right side, they should match. So for example, boolean, let's create a new variable here. Should I buy? And then salary greater than 2000. I would like to have true inside. Otherwise, I would like to have false. But if you pay attention here, actually, this is not the good thing to do. Why? Because technically true or false, it's already based on this one. So we can simplify this to this. So you have to be careful when you should use and when you should not use. But definitely if you have if and else, you can always try to go with ternary operator. Now it can get pretty complicated, especially if you are studying for any Java certification. And I will show you how we can use this, for example, using this example from the previous class. So this is something that you can do, but you should never do it because it can make your code pretty difficult to read. Now, let's say that we would like to do the same. We have the category, and we would like to store based on the ages that we have here, the condition that we have inside each one of the if and else. Now, we can start simple, the same way as we have here. So basically the category now, if it is true, I would like to store inside category, the category junior. But now what happens if this is false? Well, we have another two categories. So we cannot just give one value because otherwise we are not fulfilling the requirements that we have from line 5 to 7. So basically in this case, when you have else if you do have another condition here in between if and else, you can add another condition in the false one. So basically if it's true, just use this string value. But if it's false, continue the flow. So I will copy this. So basically, if it's false, and then you start the ternary all over again. Basically, if this value is true, now the category should be senior. Otherwise, it means else. If this is not true, then the category is master. So basically read like this: is age lower than 15? If it's true, then it will just die here. But what happens if it's false? Well, if it's false, it's going to jump to this part, and then you have another condition. And then everything else, just discard everything that you have on the left side and starting think about this from scratch. So now, is this condition true? If it is, just give this value to category. If it's not true, if this is not true, just use this value. So you definitely should not do it because it can get pretty complex for people that are not the ones writing the code. So since you are the one who wrote it, and if you do it, try to come back later in maybe 2 weeks, and you see if you can still think that it's pretty easy to understand. So this is everything that I had to tell you in this video. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.